unless we come together and we say no more. Because the reality is AI cannot do all the things they say it can do right now. They still need us. They need us also to train it to then replace us, which, by the way, is what Meta has
Exactly.
just announced that they're doing. They're making every single employee there have keystroke and mouse detection so we can better train
Saw that.
AI to then take their jobs. And I'm like, oh, and by the way, they're also going to have to report into this AI avatar of Mark Zuckerberg, but they are, just like the metaverse, they're throwing tons of money and resources into creating
I did.
a Zuckbot. I mean, can you
Oh
imagine, like, how
God.
dystopian is this? Like, what in the hell? So these poor Meta employees, they already have like a 20,000 of them going to be laid off, I believe, or 20% cuts coming. 15,000 of them are going to be laid off. And now they also are suffering the indignities of having to have everything surveilled so they can train their robot replacements, and they have to report into a fake Zuck. It's so, it's so awful.
It is
And we
so
can't stand for it. We can't. We
no.
have to
And I
do
think what
something.
I keep the book 1984 back here on my
It's a
face
great
because
read for
everybody.
now.
Yeah, and then I also have a second copy. So where I'm at now, this is my podcast studio, office, workout room, and I got a Murphy bed for guests when they come over and I move all
Hey,
this stuff.
hey,
I even put
multi-purpose.
19, yeah, I even put a second copy of 1984 in the drawer of the
The
nightstand,
bedstand.
just in case, because think more
Sweet
people need to
dreams.
read it. Yeah, more people need to read it because we're heading on that path, and it's happening very, very fast.
Real
And
fast.
one of the things that we were chatting a little bit about, and I've been talking about on LinkedIn for a while, is the the fact that a lot of white collar work eliminated blue collar work. We automated it. We built robots to work on assembly lines. All of these things, right? We built strong machines that can do more with less, and you just need one operator versus people to operate all these. And now we as white collar folks, our jobs are getting automated or turned over to AI, or just in some cases, as you said, not even really, just being eliminated for the sake of saving some money and bringing on a contract or whatever. But what I think is so dystopian about that is what you said about us training our replacement, our AI. And it's not, the crazy thing is, and I have a conspiracy theory on this I'm going to share too. The
It's probably
crazy
true.
thing is, I know most of them seem to be. I'm just
Right,
like, if
right.
if I find out the flat earthers were right, that's where I'm going to just give up. But with even TikTok is implementing something. I just heard about this on Instagram yesterday evening. Even TikTok is retroactively going back and using all of your content to train AI. So you don't even own
Ew.
your content. You don't own the
Ew, ew, ew,
content you
ew.
create. And I shared with you, and I covered on this YouTube channel, that Instagram is turning off encryption because they're going to be using your DMs to train AI. And then my conspiracy
Oh,
theory of this
creepy.
is, I think there are certain trends on social media that go viral, and those are actually being used to train AI. And hear me
You're
out.
right.
So
You're absolutely
that
right. You're
that
right.
trend of, "Mom, what were you like in the '90s?" And then
And
we all
2016.
share, yeah, and we're
That's it.
sharing all of this content that wasn't digital, and we're
Mhm.
sharing it all on social media, and I think it's to feed AI.
I know
Everything's
it
about
is.
training AI.
100%, and we don't see it coming. And I remember I did the 2016 thing without thinking, and then moments later, I get this email in my inbox from Hard Reset Media. One of the reporters is Ariella Steinhorn. She's fantastic, a friend of mine. She's also coming on my show, and I'm going on her soon. But anyway, she is fabulous, and she was like, "This is what this is for." This 2016 trend was architected by Meta, most likely, to create this training set of data that's showing human progression. And it's terrifying. We can't we can't use things without applying really critical thought anymore to literally
Yeah.
everything. And it just seems like more and more everything's a scam. Like, I don't trust
Oh,
anything.
yeah. Everything's a
Like,
psyop.
what's not a scam?
Everything's a scam. Oh,
Right?
I totally
Like the
agree. I totally
gurus and
agree.
the coaching and all of that stuff. I can't. And so it's really, I think, more important than ever for us all to have this sort of awareness that we didn't really need in the same way before. It's really It's a dark time.
I'd love to hear, and by the way, I feel so freaking vindicated about that because I thought, like, am I love a good conspiracy theorist, and I'll dabble with a conspiracy theory, and I'll have some fun with it, and a lot of them over the years I've learned are true, but when I saw these trends, and I'm like, "Who starts these things?" And
Good
I
on
started thinking,
you.
I was like, "Oh, the '90s. So now let's pay attention to see what other years or time frames or something there's some sort of trend around." And
Yep.
the crazy thing about it is that, well, maybe you can answer this question for me with what you think. I have long wondered, because I've been saying capitalism is dying. It's eating itself. We're at the end. It's forever. I even had a line on Love Is Blind where I was like, "Oh, I was talking to her about capitalism," which was one of the, like, runners, the people that take you from scene to scene. And so I went on a couple shows after that, and I talked about, my take on capitalism is like, we're at the end. This AI stuff has escalated it. But my real question is, we've got all these people in the world. We've got all these people in this country. When none of us have money, who's gonna buy shit to keep these people rich? I don't have any I can't get an answer to that. Have you ever thought about that? Like, when
I mean, yes.
unemployment. Yeah,
I have thought about it. I've also heard the concept floated that it's a deliberate crashing
yeah,
of
me
the
too.
whole economy in order to buy everything up for cheap. So the old crash and buy trick, right? So it's going to create and hasten, of course, with the advent of AI, this just very wide gap between the haves and the have-nots. And so there's going to be this sort of ruling class, and then everybody else is sort of almost slave labor, which is a pretty grim thought. That's what I've
We're
heard about.
there.
It kind of seems like we're going that direction, but I want to believe that there's so many more of us than them that will never be possible. I really want to believe that. I truly, truly do. And I think with some coordinated effort, we might get there. But right now, especially, hold if we take advantage of it, and this is something that I've heard from. Have you heard of Tristan Harris and the Center for Humane Technology?
Yes.
So he has this new documentary, which I'm going to watch. I'm so excited about. It's called the AI doc. And he calls himself an apocalyptimist, which I thought was hilarious. I'm glad I actually
I have
said
a
it right
friend
right
that
there.
saw that
Oh
documentary, by
yeah?
the way, and yeah,
Oh
she
yeah?
said it's a must watch. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I heard him on Kara Swisher, and I was like, wow, this guy, they got for him. Because he's basically like, dude, we have 8 billionaires who want to be trillionaires, who are, all have a God complex, and there's an arms race to get to the super intelligence thing that could literally end us, which is insane.
Mhm.
And then there are all 8 billion of us who want to like survive, and we want our kids to live. And it is an existential crisis here. There's so many of us. This is nonpartisan. We should all want the future to be ours instead of determined by these 8 people and something they can't even control. We need to get so loud with all of our representatives and tell them that this is the number one issue. This is not a fringe issue. This is
Mm-mm.
the number one issue. This is the issue of all issues, because if we don't solve this and solve it quickly, we could literally end. So this is something that gives me hope in the sense that this message should be a unifier, but we got to get it out there.
Thank you for listening to this clip from the full episode of Eyes Wide Open. Please like and subscribe for daily clips and new episodes that drop every Tuesday. I appreciate you.